A young man in a blue shirt opens up a door, slightly. He doesn't want to get caught. He watches a beautiful blonde woman taking a shower. He sees her. He desires her. She has some tattoos on her body and she doesn't notice he's watching her. He suddenly hears a noise nearby and gently closes the door. He makes his way to the bedroom and hides. A man comes up and calls for his wife. She answers him. Taking advantage of the shower, she invites him to join her. He's happy to do it. He joins her in the shower, making the young boy angry. The man now lies down on their bed. He doesn't look too good. His wife gets off the bathroom and joins him in the bedroom. She moves her hand through his hair, but it doesn't seem to cheer him up. She asks what's wrong, and why he doesn't look happy. He says it's the same old stuff. But she doesn't know what he's talking about. She sits by her side and he starts telling her that his son is almost 18 now and that he hasn't brought any girl to the house. He never dated anyone. She nods, agreeing with him. He's starting to get worried. Even his friends are talking about it. He's getting tired of people always asking him why his son doesn't have a girlfriend and he won't accept this in his house. But she tries to explain to him that everything will be right in due time. One day he'll show up with a girlfriend. He sure hopes she's right. He gets worried by the day about this situation. But she tells him that he should be patient. When they least expect, the boy will show up with a girlfriend by his side. He hopes she's right. He will not tolerate this in his house. He doesn't want his son to end up this way. She moves her hands on his face, trying to calm him down. That's when she says she has an idea. She'll introduce him to one of her cousins. He says she can do what she likes, he just hopes it'll work. She reassures him that it'll work. Her cousin is young, pretty, and sexy. He'll definitely fall for her. The father is so excited by this idea that he says he'll pay up whatever cost this will have. She says it'll work and gets up. She goes to the other side of the bed and lies down with him. She gives him some more kisses and then they fall asleep. The young man is in his bedroom. The door opens and the woman steps in. He puts his laptop aside and she says she would like to talk to him. She asks if he's busy, but he says he isn't. I want you to spend some days with me, and I won't take no for an answer. He says he would like that, but he argues a lot with his father. She knows that. His father is always saying that he's not a real man and that he needs to find a woman. She tells him not to worry about that. It'll be just the two of them. He gets excited about this news. She says it's true and that she'll be waiting for him on the couch downstairs. He tells her that he'll be there in a minute. He first takes a deep breath, wondering what might happen. The young man walks downstairs and sits by her side on the couch. She says she can't find anything good on the TV, and he tells her not to worry about that. He moves his hands to her leg, telling her that the important thing is to spend some time with her. She takes his hand from her leg. He moves closer, telling her he always wanted a woman like her. There's a knock on the door. She gets up and answers it, leaving him frustrated on the couch. It's her cousin. They hug and then the woman tells her that she wants to introduce her to someone. They go inside. The woman says she would like to introduce her cousin to her son. She's surprised by that, but she says that he's her stepson. He looks aloof. She says she'll introduce them and grabs him by the arm to make them face each other. She introduces them to one another. They shake hands and then give a little hug. Trying to show her off, the woman takes her cousin's hand and shows how pretty she is, asking him to look at her. She tells them that now that they were introduced, they can sit down and talk and get to know each other. After sitting them down, she says that she needs to leave and that they'll be alone. Her cousin says that this will not be a problem. But the young man asks her about their time together that she promised him, but she tells him that he'll enjoy spending more with her cousin than her. He looks disappointed. The girl moves her hand to his chest, saying that she would like to know more about him. His stepmother went upstairs and is watching the whole thing. The girl is trying to seduce him. She says he never met a woman like her, and that he is a handsome man. She moves in closer, complimenting him the whole time. He steps away from her, telling her that he doesn't like this conversation. The girl then moves her leg on top of his, but he stands up. He tells her to stop. That's when he raises his tone and tells the girl that he is in love with his stepmother. She definitely heard that. The young woman pushes him, telling him she'll not waste her time with a kid like him. He's happy to see her go. The woman is lying on her bed. She hears a noise outside and calls for her husband. He answers her and comes in. The first thing he asks is how did it go, and she tells him that it went well. He's happy to hear that and asks for the details of it. She says that they didn't get along well with each other, but it was fine overall. His father really wants this to work. He tells her to call her again and asks her to have dinner with them. She is trying not to show her intentions, so she tells him she'll call her later to see if they can schedule this date. The young man hears that and says it'll never work. Since it's late now, he'll go buy something for them to eat and he'll come back later. They give a goodbye kiss and he leaves. As another day rises, she has just stepped out of the shower. She has a towel on as she puts some cream on her body. That's when the door opens and the boy comes in. She steps away from him and he says he wants to tell her that what she did was wrong. She asks what's he talking about. That his father and she found someone just to hit on him. She tells him that she only wanted to help, helping him figure stuff out. He says that these things need to happen on his time. She didn't mean to hurt him. She only tried to help him. I can't stop thinking about you since the day I first saw you. I love you. She's very confused about this. He says he wants to be with her. She smiles, telling them they'll take care of that right now. They start kissing each other and then they move to the bed. Exhausted, they're both sleeping on the bed. At that moment, the man is climbing up the stairs. As he goes inside his bedroom, ready to lie down, he sees them both. He starts shouting, "What's happening here? You slept with my wife?" She tells him that's not what's happening, but the man believes that they were having an affair this whole time. He demands them both to leave his house. He grabs her by the arm, trying to take her from there. His son tells him that's the answer he wanted so much. He doesn't pay attention to him, he only wants them out of his house. They move out and he closes the door behind them. He comes back inside, taken aback by all this.